Hi everyone, welcome to video number 2 in our new series for Christmas this year for United and Youth called Read, Pray and Do. So if you missed last week, you can go back and watch it. But what this is, over the next couple of weeks during December, while some of us are meeting here on Sunday at church and others are at home, we're doing a new thing called Read, Pray, Do, where I will bring us a verse, the same verse over Christmas time, that we can read together in the morning, something out of that verse that we can pray about, and then something from there that we can do, something practical and real in our lives that will really make a difference in the lives of other people around us. And this Christmas we're reflecting on 4 of the names given to Jesus in the Old Testament, hundreds and hundreds of years before he was born. Last week we looked at the name Wonderful Counselor. Can anyone remember what we said that meant? We said it meant someone who is a mind-boggling listener. And that's who Jesus promises to be in your life and in my life. And this week we're looking at the next name on the list, but we're going to read that together now. So if you've got your Bible, get it open. Mine's on my phone, but you might have a paper Bible, you might have one on an iPad, you might have to look at it on Google or something like that. But get your Bible open. Does anyone remember where we're reading from? It's from Isaiah chapter 9. So Isaiah is in the Old Testament. One of the prophets, maybe someone older maybe, or someone in United can put a comment below and tell us what the word prophet means. Right, once you've got there, we're going to read together. I'll read it out, but you can follow along at home as well. So there's Isaiah chapter 9, verse 2, all the way through to verse 7. There's quite a lot of reading. You might have a different version to me. If you do, you can listen and then read it in your own version, children's Bible or a youth Bible. But it's all the same, it's all good. So here we go. Isaiah chapter 9 verse 2 says this. The people walking in darkness have seen a great light. On those living in the land of deep darkness, a light has dawned. You have enlarged the nation and increased their joy. They rejoice before you as people rejoice at the harvest, as warriors rejoice when dividing the plunder. For as in the day of Midian's defeat, you have shattered the yoke that burdens them, the bar across their shoulders, the rod of their oppressor. Every warrior's boot used in battle and every garment rolled in blood will be destined for burning, will be fuel for the fire. For to us a child is born, to us a son is given, and the government will be on his shoulders. He will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. Of the greatness of his government and peace there will be no end. He will reign on David's throne and over his kingdom, establishing and upholding it with justice and righteousness from that time and forever. The zeal of the Lord Almighty will accomplish this. So there are lots of big words in there, aren't there? There's lots of stuff. Oh, I don't really know what that means. Basically, this is saying that something that's going to happen in the future. And Isaiah, the man who's written this, is saying, you know what guys, we've been through a really hard time. There's been battle, there's been really heavy burdens or difficult things to deal with, to carry in our lives. But actually, if you remember the day we won our battle, that's what today is like. We've won the battle, but forever. Because God is sending us someone who is going to be a wonderful counselor. And today, we're going to talk about this person, Jesus, who we're going to call Mighty God. So that's the second name that is given in that passage of scripture, in that part of the Bible. Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God. So what does it mean to be a mighty God? Interesting. Have you ever heard that before? Is this in any songs that we sing? Or what does it mean to be mighty? What does it mean to be God? Now, when I was doing a bit of Googling and research earlier, the word mighty, what does it mean? Now, it means something, well, when we think about it, it means something big. You might think of like a mighty ship that's massive, or you might think of a mighty battle like in a superhero film where it goes on for ages and there's lots of craziness. Something mighty is usually described something big, something powerful, something with strength, something or someone that's a hero. So those are the words that the writer of this in the Bible is trying to say. This God, he is mighty. He is going to be mighty for us. He is going to be strong. He is going to be powerful. And he's going to be our hero. I wonder if any of you guys watching have a hero in your life. It could be a superhero, someone from a film or a book or something on TV. Or it could be someone you know in your life that you would call a hero. We use that word quite a lot when people do amazing, brave and courageous things. We call them heroes, sometimes soldiers, or sometimes people like firefighters or police officers that go in and do great things for other people. We call them heroes. But what the Bible is saying here, that Jesus, when he comes as a baby and as a human person, he's going to be our mighty God. He's going to be our hero. Now, I think that's really important to remember, because he's going to come with strength. He's going to come with power. Jesus is going to have all the stuff that God has. Now, it's a little bit difficult to wrap our brains around sometimes, that Jesus is the Son of God. So Jesus is fully God, but also fully human. So he's a man, but he's a God. That's crazy. He's a man, but he's God at the same time. So Jesus gets hungry because he's a man, but also Jesus belongs in heaven because he's God. So those are two things to remember, that Jesus gets hungry, but he lives in heaven. Cool. So Jesus is going to be our mighty God. Who is God? The creator of the universe, the person, the thing that just is. Before anything was here, it was God. And after everything has gone, it's God. He's in control of everything. He knows everything. He knows you. He knows me. God loves us and cares for us. And in Jesus, he'll be our hero. He'll be our strength. And he'll be our power. So last week we talked about how he'll be our mind-boggling listener. And this week we can talk about how Jesus will be our power, our strength, and our God. Someone that cares for us all the way through our lives, who knows us better than anybody else knows us. So that's our read section. Well, there's quite a lot in there. Mighty God, powerful, friendly, loving Jesus in our lives. So what should we pray? I don't know about you, but sometimes I feel quite small. I feel a bit sad. I feel a bit useless, maybe. Have you ever felt like that? Feel like you're not as good as everybody else? Feel like there's nothing you can add, or you don't have much strength, you don't have much power, you're not going to be anybody's hero? I think all of us feel like that every now and then. Sometimes it stays with us for a long time. We feel, what's the point in me? I don't do anything. I don't change anybody's lives. So our prayer today, the thing or the person we're going to pray for, is there someone in your life, in your family, part of your friends, or someone at school that maybe you don't know very well, nobody really speaks to, but you think they struggle with being someone who doesn't believe in themselves, that thinks they're useless, that doesn't think they have any strength or have any power. We're going to pray for that person. So if you can think of that person, maybe it's yourself, maybe it's someone you know really well, or someone you've come across who doesn't feel important, who doesn't know where they belong, who maybe feels useless, we're going to pray that they know they are loved by a mighty God. So let's pause for a minute now and let's pray for that person. And finally, our thing to do for today is to tell someone that they are loved and that they are important. Our mighty God, as we read about here in the Bible, loves us, cares for us, wants to be our strength, wants to be our power, wants to protect us and keep us safe. So I want us today to get in touch with someone, again, maybe it's a friend or family member, a neighbour, and tell them that they're loved and tell them they're important. And if you're feeling really, really brave, tell them they're loved by God. Tell them that Jesus, it says in the Bible that Jesus will be our mighty God. He'll be our strength, our superhero. Tell them that they're loved by Jesus and that they're important in their life. No matter what anybody else tells them, they are important. And then the second thing to do is at the end of this video, there's going to be a link that comes up to a worship song. Now this worship song, believe it or not, is called Mighty God. So your second challenge, your second thing to do is when this video finishes, click on that link and watch it. Spend some time talking to God, spend some time listening to the words of that song and having an interaction, a time of worship with God this morning. Guys, thank you for tuning in and watching today. Go away and read that thing, pray for that person and do what we've discussed on here and let us know how it goes. And I look forward to seeing you, or you seeing me, next Sunday when we'll talk about the next name of Jesus in that chapter of the Bible. Have a great rest of your day and I'll see you soon.